It's a brand new week. Welcome again to Gustavo Football Headquarters. If this is the first time you are coming across my content, please subscribe for more content like this. It starts with an early kickoff at Brentford as Manchester United go away. Chelsea play at home to Brighton. Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. Leeds United versus Bournemouth. Manchester City will play at home to Burnley. Nottingham Forest will play as guests to Sunderland. Tottenham Hotspur versus Wolverhampton. Aston Villa versus Fulham. Newcastle will host Arsenal, and then finally Everton will play at home to West Ham United. Brentford hosts Manchester United, yes, and then with this game I think it's going to be one of the most interesting games this weekend. Why do I say so? Brian Mbeumo will be going back to Brentford, yes, one of the biggest servants of Brentford in recent years. We know how good he has been for them in recent years, how good he has been for the team, how the fans love him. But then finally at the start of this season he decides to move on, yes, and I think the fans of Brentford are very happy with the kind of work he has done for them in previous years. But now, coming back to Brentford, how do you think Brian Mbeumo is going to fare? Is he going to have a very good welcome? Is he going to get a hostile atmosphere? Who knows? But then let's wait till that day for us to see how it pans out. Yes, so on the side of Brentford too, we know they've lost quite a number of players in midfield, in defense, in attack, notably Wissa and then Mbeumo. Yes, so I think that has really crippled or handicapped this team, because we know how good Brentford can be. But then from the start of this season, from game week 1 to game week 5, we've seen how up and down their team has been. They are not really flowing. They are not consistent with their results, even with their performances. I think the best performance they've put in this season came against Chelsea, where they drew 2-2. Yes, so I think even that wasn't a win. But then at least with a draw like this, it raises the spirit of the team. Yes, so I think this is an eye-opener for Manchester United, because Chelsea went there and then drew the game. Last minute goal from Cavallo leveled the game. So I think Manchester United have to be wary, regardless of how Brentford have become this season, regardless of the players they've lost this season. They've brought in quite a number of enforcement as well. But then, you know, especially in the Premier League, you have to take time to gel and get to know your team properly. Yes, so with this game, I have some stats here that I think would really interest you guys. Yes, so let's start with the head-to-heads. I think in the last 3 away games against Brentford that Manchester United have gone, they've lost 2 and drawn 1. Yes, so in the last 3 games Manchester United have gone to Brentford, they've not won. And with the kind of way Manchester United is playing now, they are very inconsistent. But then let's focus on the side of Manchester United. With Amorim, he's still in search of his first back-to-back wins in the Premier League since his arrival. Is that going to be against Brentford? Because with a very good win, coming back from the back end of a very good win against Chelsea at Old Trafford last week, I think Manchester United will really be looking to build on that. But then going into midfield, we know Manchester United have lost Casemiro to a red card. Who replaces him? There's been talks of Kobe Mainoo, Ugarte, who knows? And I think there are certain absentees as well. Amorim has confirmed to us that Amad Diallo has gone back home because he lost a family member. Yes, so how is Manchester United really going to set up against this Brentford side? Yes, so let's just wait till that day till we see. Right, so here are some hot stats and streaks for this game. 4 of Brentford's last 5 home league games produced over 3.5 goals. Yes, so it means it produced 4 goals or above. Right? Yes, so secondly, no side in the Premier League have attempted fewer shots than Brentford, 39. But then, on the other side, Manchester United is leading with 79 in the whole of the Premier League. Yes, so that shows you how good Manchester United are going forward. The only problem is that they don't convert their chances. They are the team who is really, and they are one of the teams really underperforming their XGs this season. Their expected goals, with the kind of shots, with the kind of attacking numbers they produce, with the kind of chances they create. Right? That shows you they are very good at producing chances, or they are very good at creating chances, but then the conversion is the problem. So Brentford really have to be wary of this, because they are one of the weakest sides when it comes to conceding this season. Yes, so that is it. Now, going forward, United have won just 3 of their last 24 away league games against London sides, drawing 6 and losing 15. Manchester United don't have a very good record going to London. Yes, so this can be a very big red flag. These are some of the hot stats and streaks regarding this game. Now, with the stats and everything I have gathered here, this is the win probability to this game. And it's very interesting because Brentford have a 48% win probability to Manchester United's 26%. Yes, so that shows you how strong Brentford are playing at home anytime they meet Manchester United in recent years. Yes, so I think Manchester United have to really up their game if they really want to get the full 3 points in this game, because they really find it hard against Brentford in recent years. Now, to the world champions, Chelsea Football Club will be hosting Brighton. Yes, so this will be one of the most interesting games in the game week, to be honest, because I think Brighton are one of the teams I really enjoy watching. Now, let's go to the side of Chelsea. Chelsea have really started to disappoint in the past few weeks, to be honest. I've been one of the biggest fans of Chelsea since the season started, because of the way they were playing from the Club World Cup till today. With the number of signings they've done, I really had faith that Chelsea were really going to be a very big force this season. But then, in the previous weeks, we've been seeing some lapses, we've been seeing some disappointing results. But then, why do you think this is happening? Is it a tactical problem? Is it fatigue? What at all is it like? What is it? But then when you ask me this, I think it's a combination of both of these. Because first of all, Chelsea is one of the teams who didn't get enough rest when it comes to fatigue. They didn't really get enough rest since the start of the Club World Cup till the start of the Premier League. They played a whole lot of games and had about just 2 weeks to rest before the start of the Premier League. And I think this is really hindering them. Just look at Cole Palmer, having injuries for the past few weeks now, getting injured here and there. I think this contributes to that. And secondly, when it comes to the tactical aspect, we've been seeing how Maresca has been doing his things so far, I think for the past 3 weeks till today, making abysmal selections. When it comes to subs, he does them very badly. So I think it's a combination of the two. And I think if Chelsea really want to compete at the highest level this season, they have to really raise themselves, especially Maresca. Even if there are injuries, I think with the tactical aspect, you should be getting things spot on. Right? Because these are things, injuries are inevitable. But then with the tactical brain, it's something you really have to be cautious about. Yes, so I think with this game, Chelsea playing at home to Brighton is going to be a very tough one. But then on the side of Brighton as well, they haven't really been that flashy. Because, you know, in the Premier League, there are these teams who are really flashy on the eye. They play really good football. Whenever they meet the big clubs, yeah, they make you feel, yes, you are playing against them. But then, even with how bad Brentford have been this season, Brighton have been this season, they've managed to pull some interesting results against some big clubs. And I think it's really interesting. They won at home versus Manchester City, drew against Tottenham, even with how bad they are. Yeah, so that shows you how good they can be on any day. But then so far so good in this season's Premier League, they haven't really been at the top. One observation, Baleba of Brighton, ever since his transfer to Manchester United field, there's been reports that his bad or poor performance is down to him not getting his move to Manchester United. That's why he's playing bad this season. Because for the past games he plays, he gets withdrawn at halftime. We all know how good Carlos Baleba can be. But then so far this season, he hasn't really played to the top of his game. Brighton have kept only one clean sheet in the last 17 Premier League games that they have played. With how Chelsea are good going forward, it's certainly a sure banker that Brighton is going to concede in this game, especially playing away to this Chelsea scoring machine. Yes, so with Chelsea, as I said earlier, there are injuries to notably their best player, Cole Palmer, who was withdrawn against Manchester United in the first half of that game. Yes, so I think this is going to be a very big loss for Chelsea and then for Maresca, because we all know how good this guy can be on any day. Yes, so with all these stats that I have given, or with all the stats that I have with me here, the win probability as it stands now is Chelsea with 57% win probability, and then Brighton with a 20% win probability. And then in the last 5 games that they have played, Chelsea and then Brighton, Chelsea have won 3 out of the 5, and then Brighton have also won 2 amongst these 5 games. Yes, so this shows you how interesting this game is going to be. And then with all the 5 last games they've played, there has been an over 2.5 game outcome in this game. A whole lot of goals is being scored in this fixture. Yes, so brace yourself for a lot of goals. Crystal Palace will be playing at home against Liverpool. Yes, I think this game is going to be a very interesting game, to be honest, because there are certain things linking this game, these two teams. As we all know, in the just ended transfer window, Maguire was almost going to Liverpool, but then it didn't materialize. Yes, but then I think this hasn't really impacted his performance like Baleba. But then with Maguire, he's really playing well, scoring goals, defending very well. Now, on the part of Liverpool, we know there have been a lot of marquee signings in this side, notably Ekitike and then Alexander Isak. Yes, but then I think Arne Slot has really had it difficult with deciding on who to start for Liverpool. But then during the week when they played Southampton at home in the EFL Cup, I think Ekitike made it very easy for Arne Slot this time around to get to know who starts for Liverpool. Ekitike gets himself red carded, which Arne Slot labeled it as very foolish, because you come on, you score a tapping, and then you go take off your shirt while you already have a card against Southampton. Yes, so I think in this game we all know what's going to happen. Isak, it's a banker that Isak is going to start. Right, on the side of Crystal Palace too, I think they are going to be without their talisman, Ismail Assar, who has been really good for them this season. Yes, so with this, let's go to the head-to-heads and stats regarding this game. Palace have not trailed at halftime in any of their last 11 home matches. None of Liverpool's last 6 games have been decided by more than 1 goal. Liverpool have scored first in 8 of their last 9 away matches. Yes, is this really going to happen again this time around? Because Palace playing at home is going to be a really difficult game. We know how Palace play, how good they defend, how strong they are in attack, especially with Mateta, how good he is with his holder play, to invite in his players to play with. I think this is really going to be a very tough game. But then with the quality that Liverpool has, I think Liverpool has the upper hand in this game. Let's go to the head-to-heads. I think in the last 5 games, Crystal Palace have won 3, while Liverpool has won 2, with the latest one coming in the Community Shield, where they were beaten on penalties by Crystal Palace. Yes, so this shows you that in recent times, Crystal Palace have really been having good games against Liverpool. Yes, so this game is going to be a very, very difficult one. Now, with the win probabilities that I have here, Crystal Palace have a 28% win probability to Liverpool's 47% win probability. Yes, so I think this game is going to be a very difficult one and an entertaining one as well. Yes, so we are really expecting to have a very good game. Newcastle hosts Arsenal at the St. James Park. Yes, this match is going to be a very good one as well this week, because all the matches that I have analyzed this game week, I think are really interesting to watch. Yeah, so as a football fan, if you are a La Liga fan, Premier League fan, even if you are a Ghana Premier League fan, I think you are really going to enjoy this game week. Newcastle will be hosting Arsenal at the St. James Park, and we all know what to expect. Newcastle have shown over the years how good they are when playing at home, how good they are in midfield, how solid they are in defense. With Arsenal as well, we all know how good they are in defense, how good they are in attack as well. I think Arsenal over the years have really created a very good team, but then the only problem is getting the results that they want, that is winning a title. And we all know the kind of title they want, the Premier League. But then Arsenal is really finding it hard to get to the destination that they want to be. Now, with the stats that I have here, I think I should share them with you. Newcastle have scored in the opening 20 minutes of their last 2 home head-to-heads. 6 of Arsenal's 10 Premier League goals this season have come in the 15th minute, either side of the half. Now, with Arsenal, I think they've had Saka out for a very long time now, but then he is in. Immediately Saka came in, we had news that Madueke also will be out for some weeks. So I think the timing is really good for all Arsenal faithfuls. Yes, I think even in the absence of Saka, Madueke really good. They did a good job, because since his absence, they've not really lost an important game as much. I think the only game they lost was against Liverpool at home. Yes, so coming up against this Newcastle side, I think Arsenal equally have a very strong midfield, with the likes of Rice, Zubimendi and co. Coming up against Joe Linton and co. I think it's going to be a very good match, right? Because Newcastle boasts of one of the very best midfield setup we have in the league. Yes, so Arsenal are really going to come against a very top side. Now, in the last 5 games that they've played, Newcastle have won 3, with Arsenal winning 2. The last 2 games came at home, where Arsenal won both. But then, with this, they are going away to St. James Park. Right? So with this game, I think it's not going to be an easy one, to be honest. It's going to be a very tough match for Arsenal and Arteta. Yeah, so as football faithfuls, I think we are expecting to have a very interesting match in this one. Now, with the win probability, Newcastle have a 29% win probability to Arsenal's 46% win probability. And I think this is very fair, because with the kind of form Newcastle is having this season, they can't really boast of a commanding performance in any of the games they really played. Right? And then with Arsenal, with how good they've been, with the way they played against Manchester City in the previous Premier League game, that shows you how Arsenal have been good over the years. Yeah, so coming into this game with this kind of win probability, I think it's okay for me, to be honest. Yeah, so Arsenal will be having a 46% win probability, and then Newcastle have a 29% win probability. Yeah, so we hope to have a very interesting one. Now, here are the fixtures of the La Liga game week 7. Getafe will be playing at home to Levante. Then the Madrid derby, Atletico Madrid playing at home to Real Madrid. Mallorca, Alvarez, Villarreal versus Atletico Bilbao. Rayo Vallecano versus Sevilla. Elche will be hosting Celta Vigo. Barcelona versus Real Sociedad. Betis versus Osasuna. And then finally, Valencia versus Real Oviedo. Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid in the Madrid derby. Yes, so these are some of the games that decide the La Liga title. Yes, this kind of game is going to decide the La Liga title. If not now, going forward, you are going to feel the impact of games like this. Yes, so Atletico Madrid will be playing at home versus Real Madrid. Yes, and I think this game, we all know how tough mostly this game goes. It's very hard for either side to win, and it's very hard to predict who wins this type of game. But then, with how good Madrid have been, is it going to be possible that they win this game, making it 7 in a row? Now, let's see what happens. Now, on the side of Atletico Madrid, they are coming from the back of a very good win against Real Vallecano, winning by 3-2. Julian Alvarez getting the hat-trick for Atletico de Madrid. Yes, I have mentioned before, and I'll keep on mentioning this, that if Atletico Madrid really had the likes of Julian Alvarez against Liverpool at the Anfield, that game would have been something else. Because with the way Atletico Madrid played that day, they were just lacking that final touch. If they had Alvarez, it could have been a different ball game. Alvarez netted a hat-trick against Rayo Vallecano coming into this match. So I think they really missed him, and I think in his presence, I think it's very good timing with his presence now, because in this game they really, really need him. On the side of Real Madrid, we all know how good Madrid have been this season, winning all 6 of their La Liga games and all games that they have played, notably in the Champions League. This shows you how Madrid have really, really prepared with the number of rotations that have really happened in this team, especially up front, but they are still winning. Is this a sign that Alonso and his boys are prepared to win the La Liga this season? Let's see what happens. Yes, with Mbappe in red hot form as well, this game is going to really, really, really be interesting. Right? We know how good Atletico can defend. But then this season, they've really been lacking a little bit. They concede their league goals and find it hard to score. They play in matches that you expect them to win, but then they end up dropping points. But then in derbies like this, form sometimes doesn't matter. So let's see what happens going forward. Now, here are some hot stats and streaks that I have for you in this game. Atletico Madrid have scored 44% of their La Liga goals this season before the 15th minute. Is that going to repeat itself against Madrid? And let's see what happens. Atletico have scored exactly once in the last 5 head-to-heads. Real have led 5 of their 6 league games this season at halftime. Can they lead against Atletico Madrid at halftime? Let's see what happens. Real Madrid have scored an average of 2.8 goals per game across their last 5 away league games. Yes, so as I said, the players to watch in this game are Alvarez and then Kylian Mbappe. Both of these players can go on the score sheet with how good they are playing so far, especially Kylian Mbappe. Now, in the last head-to-heads, in the last 5 games, Atletico Madrid have won 1, and then Real Madrid have also won 1. The other 3 ended in a draw. Yes, so as I said earlier, this fixture provides a lot of toughness, a lot of competition, and I think this match is going to be an interesting one to watch.